Okay, so this is for Dylan Martin's math homework, September 28th. This is what's going to be done on September 28th. It's a Thursday for his math homework. So here we go. There's the sheet is a lot of sentences, which I'm gonna explain as we go along. I won't give you the answer, but I will, like I said, walk you through it. Okay, so starting with number 7, it reads, on Friday, 3,516 people attended a play at Oakbrook Theater. On Saturday, 2,095 people attended the play, and 2,846 attended on Sunday. Write and solve an equation to find the total number of people who attended the play. All right. So, first things first. We have to, when we read these types of math sentences, we're looking for certain words. So the instructions say write and solve an equation to find the total. This is a very important word. Total. This lets us know what we're looking for. So total almost always equals plus. You're going to add something. So you're going to add numbers together, and then it tells you what you're going to add up. So it says, continues, to write and solve an equation to find the total, there's that word, total number of people who attended the play on which days? All 3 days. So, that being said, if I was to say, I'm going to give you 3 numbers, I'm going to make these numbers up, 3, 5, and 8. What is the total number of these numbers? Well, we already said total almost always equates to adding, so that's going to be a plus sign. And total, I said all 3 numbers. If I said 3 and 5, what's the total number of well, the first 2 numbers, we would blank this out and only use 3 and 5. But I said all 3 numbers. And this is exactly what the number 7 says. It says all on 3 days. So Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And you just have to add those numbers up. So in this case, it's 16. We can do the math rather quickly. But on the homework, the 3 numbers are 3,516 plus 2095 and then 2846. Okay, now so this is in addition, total number of everything. So notice how I wrote the numbers. The commas all line up. There are 4 digits in each number. Line them up. So make sure they're all right below each other. So 6, 5, and 6 line up. 194 line up. 508, 322. So that's how we want to write these kinds of problems. You wouldn't want to write it. We'll just do 2 numbers for the sake of this exercise. If I ever said 3, 5, 1, 6 plus, let's say another 4-digit number, and I wrote 3, 5, 1, 6. Well, that doesn't make any sense because there will be a decimal point here. You may or may not have learned this yet, but in numbers there's always. Okay, so see the decimal points have to line up, and there's always a presumed decimal point. In a whole number, there's always the presumed decimal point after the whole number. So in this case, this is 3516 times this twice. The decimal point is presumed to be at the end of those whole numbers. So that's where we would put it. And this would not add up. This is to give us the totally wrong answer. So that's not what we need to do. So remember that. And that's going to help us in the next question. So here we go. On to my phone logged up. On number 2. This is essentially the same thing as number 8. So at birth, Mrs. Aaron's triplets weighed. She had the triplets are three children at one birth. At birth, Mrs. Aaron's triplets weighed 2.7. To give you about 3 numbers: 2.7, 2.75, 2.9, and 3 pounds. What was the total weight of Aaron's triplets? So now this one is similar to number 7, except they gave us numbers with different digits in it. So 2.75, 2.9, 2.9, and 3. Now, again, I wrote this it might look a little strange to you. You're thinking like, well, they're not lined up. They should be the 2 and the 9. The 9 should be underneath the 5, right? Wrong. The decimal points is what lines it up. And in the number 3, there is presumed we said this earlier. There's a presumed decimal point at the end of that number, at the end of a whole number. So we can add zeros to line them up. and it will still be the same number. 2.9 is the same as 2.90. 3.3 is the same as 3.00. It's the same number. You're just extending it out for the sake of ease. So that's how you do number 8. You add this up. And again, when you add things up, you always go down and from right to left. So you go these numbers first, these numbers, and then these numbers. You would never go the other way around. That would mess things up. So down and right to left. All right. So then I'll let you figure that one out and get the answer for that one. Moving along, number 9. Mason rushes to finish his homework and makes a mistake. What mistake does Mason make? Let's see, 3, 4, 9. So the number they give you are, I'm going to write it exactly how they wrote it. Comma 1, comma 109.0. So this is the two numbers he wrote. And I'm going to write it just as they wrote it. See, 6. Okay, this is the number they gave us. So, okay, so the way there should be a comma here too. Did they put a comma there? 6,000. Oh, I see what's going on. Hold on. This number is wrong. I'm sorry for the delay, everybody. You just have to bear with me. I'm wearing glasses. 6,723. So they wrote it under the okay. 6,000, comma 723.97. Now, on the surface, this looks okay. You're thinking, well, the numbers are lined up, right? That there's whatever amount of digits rather in this line, right? And the next number lines up with the last digit of that number. So then you think, well, that's okay though, right? Well, no, it's not okay. Two things to point out. The decimal point on this one is here. The decimal point on this one is here. Decimal points need to line up. They can't be like that. So this number needs to move over to line up with the decimal point. And the comma, which represents the thousands, millions numbers, it needs to be lined up too. So this needs to be moved over this way. Does that make sense? So the decimal point needs to line up. It needs to be moved over one digit. So it would be 6,723.9. And then what you can do, well, I won't give you the answer. Well, that's as far as we're gonna go now. If you have any questions, I'll talk. You can leave a comment and we'll explain that in a later lesson. But remember, the decimal points, this decimal point, and this decimal point need to line up. As it stands, they're not lined up. 0 under 7, 9 under 9, 0 under 3, decimal point not under decimal point. They need to line up. So you can figure that one out on your own if you want to. That's the instruction on that one. And we're now moving on to, so then the second part it says, so hold on. So the question in number 9 is, what mistake does Mason make? I kind of gave you the answer on that one. And then it says correct the mistake by rewriting the problem next to the work, and then find the correct sum. So again, okay, so let me just say one more thing about that. So let's just say, for example, we said this earlier, 3, 4, I'm just gonna make up a number, 3.97.0. And then I'm going to do another one. We said this in the other one, 27.050. Now notice, there are no numbers here above the 5 and above the 0. How do we fix that? We put a 0 there and another 0 there, just so it makes it easier on us. So we can line up the same amount of digits. Remember, 3.34, 3,497 is the same as 3,497.000. Is you can go this way as much as you want with the zeros. It's still the same number. Okay. And then that I said the second part of that is to find the correct answer. Okay, so we'll move along now to number 10. This is number 10 on the math homework. Daphne, Molly, Jeff, and Troy each ran 100 meters of a 400-meter race. The team completed the relay race in 53.9 seconds. What the table shows the runners' times. What was Troy's time? So the question is, what was Troy's time in seconds in the relay race? The reason they're asking for Troy, because they didn't give you that number. They gave you 3 numbers. They didn't give you the 4th. Now, 100 meters. How many people? If every person's running 100 meters, how many people are needed for a 400-meter relay race? 4 people, right? That's why we have 4 people: Daphne, Molly, Jeff, and Troy. Now they gave us a total of 53.9, right? And then they gave you the Daphne, Molly, and Jeff's number, but now we're trying to figure out what this total minus the other three numbers, I think will give us the other number we're looking for. As an example, so I'm not going to give you the answer for that one. You're gonna have to figure that one. You're gonna work that one on your own. Let's say I say, okay, I'm gonna give you 12 pieces of fruit. Well, 12 pieces of whatever, it doesn't really matter. I'm gonna and I've already eaten. Okay, there's 12 candies in a box. I ate 2 once. Let's move this over a little bit. So this is the total, right? 12 is the total. 12 pieces of candy. I had candy 3 times today, and I want to know how many are left over. I ate candy once at 1 p.m. and I ate 2 pieces, right? Then at 2 p.m. I had 4 pieces. And finally at 3 p.m. I ate 1 piece. So now the total of this is 2, 4, 6, that's 7, right? 7 pieces total that I've already eaten. How many are left over from the 12? So how would you figure that out? So in this case, it would be 12 minus 7 to give you the number that are left over, and this would be 5. That's essentially what number 10 is asking you. They're giving you 3 numbers. So they gave you total amount of time, 53.9 seconds. They gave you 3 numbers. They want to know what the 4th number is, which would be the leftovers of whatever numbers they already gave you. So in this one, I'm gonna say I'm not gonna do the math for you. I'm gonna let you do the math. But this is how it reads: you get 53 point minus 13.0, 14.3. The total rather 53.9 minus the total of the 3 numbers: 13.0, 14.3, 13.7. So you have to add those numbers up and then subtract that from the total numbers. Does that make sense? If it doesn't make sense, comment leave a comment, and we'll work through that. I'm going to try to find a better way to explain that. All right, again, so if you have, hope everyone's enjoying this video. I'm doing this for my son. Feel free to comment again. Hope everyone has a good day. Thank you.